On today's Primetime Local News, the honor of Citizen of the Year for 2021 was granted to one Lloydminster resident.
It's a shock. They snookered me really good, that Vic Juba.
And the City of Lloydminster secures a power agreement for the next 10 years. Plus, the Vic Juba Community Theatre needs support for their fundraising campaign.
Prime Time Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Transitioning to a lighter tone, the Lloydminster Lions Club gathered last night to announce their 2021 Citizen of the Year. As our Tate Lakecraft reports, the winner didn't see it coming.
2021 recipient of the Citizen of the Year is Lion Ray Tatro.
As a 35-year Lions Club veteran, former President Ray Tatro was led to believe that a peer was receiving the award.
It's a shock. They snookered me really good, that Vic Juba.
But despite his surprise, fellow Lions Club member Jean-Claude Dauphiné says that picking a winner was no difficult task.
I've never seen somebody so dedicated to the community as Ray. He's truly inspiring, inspired by myself, and I'm sure many others.
Throughout his tenure in the border city, Tatro has spent time with a variety of organizations. He's volunteered and coached with the Lloydminster and District Soccer Association. He helped to found the local branch of the Canadian Transplant Association, and he continues to serve as a board member with the Saskatchewan Eye Bank.
It's all stuff that you hope is making a better world for everybody, but it's because it's going to make me feel better and go to bed at night feeling, good thing I got up this morning.
Tate Lakecraft, Primetime Local News.
The City of Lloydminster is entering a power buying group sponsored by Alberta municipalities. The 10-year agreement will supply the city with electricity at a locked-in rate. Jace Mackey has more on why Lloydminster is taking a risk with the long-term agreement.
We're hedging that rates are going to go up.
Alberta Municipalities has procured electricity for its members for the past 20 years through an aggregated process. Lloydminster is currently in a 3-year agreement to supply power for the Alberta side and certain city buildings on the Saskatchewan side, but that deal ends next year.
They're already looking ahead, which ends in 2024, but they believe that the 10-year marketplace is the best opportunity to reach out for.
Alberta Municipalities is now offering Power Plus. The city would get the benefits of the existing agreement, but the terms have been extended from 3 years to 10, allowing the city to lock in a rate for the next decade.
It gives us the opportunity to seize savings, and certainly there's always risk because you're going into a long-term contract. This contract would come into effect in 2024 through to 2033. Now you also have to realize that buying power, when you have more municipalities, more consumption, it makes it more attractive. So there is definitely going to be benefits to savings.
Administration says joining Power Plus would give the city longer-term budget stability and allows access to energy right from its source, cutting out a middleman. The city says they expect to save $3 million over the 10 years by participating in the program.
There is always that risk, just like something could change dramatically, but as it was noted, every sign indicates our electrical costs will continue to rise somewhat higher, faster, and it may slow down, but we expect that we're going to see increased costs for electricity as the coal-fired plants have been taken offline.
The new contract comes into place in 2024 and runs until the end of 2033. For Primetime Local News, I'm Jace Mackey.
Now to take a look at today's forecast, we go to the lovely Shelby Clark.
Thank you so much, Miss Jasmine King. Now taking our first look at our weather forecast here in the border city. We are sitting at 10 degrees. We are seeing a mix of some sun and cloud. We saw a much cloudier day today, though, compared to yesterday. So we didn't see as much sun, but for From what I heard outside, it still felt a little bit warm, so hopefully everybody got out there to enjoy, because we are seeing that spring season slowly move in here to the border city. Now switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan. On the Alberta side, we are seeing lots of 11 degrees on the map here, 12 degrees in both Wainwright, Lac-La-Biche and Vegreville. Edmonton is sitting at 13 degrees. Down in Provost, they are seeing the warmest at 14, and St. Paul is seeing the coolest at that 9-degree mark. Switching now to our Saskatchewan side, we are seeing some slightly warmer temperatures again, kind of compared to the Alberta side. We are seeing around the same on the Saskatchewan side, except for up in Isle Cross. They are at that 9 mark as well, with 8 degrees, in both Green Lake and Meadow Lake. Most spots are seeing that 11-degree mark, while down in Macklin, they even have almost reached that 20-degree mark. So we have been seeing some quite warmer temperatures as we are reaching up here into more of the spring season. And North Battleford is right in the middle mark there at 14. And for North Battleford here, they will be cooling down to that 1 mark. They will be seeing a slight chance of some showers throughout their evening, and then tomorrow they will be seeing a warmer day with 15 degrees throughout it, and they will be seeing a little bit more sun peeking behind those clouds. Switching now to Cold Lake, they'll be cooling down to that 2-degree mark, and they will be seeing a high chance of some showers throughout their evening, so they won't be seeing too cool of an evening low temperature wise, but they will be seeing a high chance of some showers that may come throughout the evening that will continue throughout the night into their morning tomorrow at 11 degrees. So they will be seeing some cloudier conditions. For us in the border city, we'll be cooling down to that 3 mark, so we won't be seeing too bad of an evening low. Then we will be seeing 13 tomorrow, so a warmer day, but a slight chance of some showers once again. And now to talk about our contest coming up ahead of Mother's Day here. Make sure you go to our Facebook page to check it out. You can comment a photo of your beautiful mama. If you have one, make sure to take one, because you can win a chance for a $500 gift card to Sleep Country. So just make sure to mention your mother's name in 10 words or less. That's all I got for now. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
The Lloydminster Bobcats now have 6 players signed to the team who are 18 years old or younger, after signing 2 more prospects this offseason. Evan Kenny has more.
The Lloydminster Bobcats have signed their 2nd and 3rd prospects of the offseason. Joining me today to discuss each of these players is Lloydminster Bobcats head coach and general manager Nigel Dubé. Nigel, thank you very much for taking this time and joining me. Let's jump right into things here. Starting off with defenseman Orrin Olsen. He will be coming from the Moose Jaw Warriors U18 AAA program. Now, Nigel, just starting things off, tell us a little bit about Orrin as a player.
Well, Orrin, he's a really strong player, strong skater. He was a dominant player in the Sask male U18s. And a player that we recruited hard all year. I think just his skating ability with that chip on his shoulder edge will fit into our defensive core really nice. And he brings an offensive upside, just a matter of getting pucks to the net and around the scoring areas.
And Nigel, I saw that he did spend some time with the Yorkton Terriers in the SJHL this past season. So, it's not just you guys thinking he's ready for that jump, but it's sort of a consensus across junior hockey.
Well, he played nine playoff games with Yorkton. After his season was over, he jumped right over and just traveled with the team, played with the team. So from our standpoint, I thought it was a great experience for him. It was also an experience for us to watch him go up. They played Esteban, who's hosting the Centennial Cup, so they were able to play them and watch him in those game situations too. Just reiterated what we saw in him as a player, and more importantly, the background checks on him again. The person he is was huge.
Now, Nigel, you kind of touched on it, but I guess just go a little more in depth. How will he fit into your D-core that's returning all except for Zach Whitaker for this upcoming season?
Well, I think you look at it, and I know that in the process, Ben Bygrove talked to him throughout, and I know Orrin's out right now. It's calving season for them, so he's going to be another one that's leaving cowboy boots at the door kind of thing. So he'll fit in great with that group back there, and the experience that we have. And I think he'll be a welcomed addition, and something that we're looking to add on. I think that we've talked about it before, is creating offense from the defense, and I think he'll be able to bring that for us.
And the other signing for your team is Ishan Midu-Kolb. Just tell us a little bit about what he'll bring to the ice.
Well, I think for Ishan, we talk about the North Division being so tough every night. The element that he brings is he has the strength, but has a really high offensive skill and is compete. is through the roof. And you put those together, as the season went on, he just continued to get better and better and better. And then you look at the playoff run here; they just won the Sask AAA League, and his playoff run, big goals. He scored with 1:10 to go in Game 2, a best of 5 to tie it up and force overtime. He had a game winner in that series, and just a piece that brings experience, leadership, and a big offensive side to him that plays a heavy and hard game.
And Nigel, I saw he was the captain for the Notre Dame Hounds. We always talk about the team not just wanting good hockey players, but also good people. Now, does he check both those boxes?
Well, it was an interesting one on trying to find out more about him. I actually called over to the school and their program there, and talked to administration staff, and just the references that they gave on him, and their appreciation for his everyday, whether it's volunteering in their school, being a guy that others go to, that the young kids look up to. I think those were a big factor. And it was good to get to know the staff there and their honesty, throughout that process. But I think that's identified too in him being a captain. And if you look at any of the interviews that he does, whether it's post game or anything of the highlights online, he always talks about team first, and just lives by that. And same thing, his celebrations on the bench when his teammates have success on the ice, I think speaks to that. So it's pretty cool. We have a lot of captains in our roster. If you look down our roster, there's a lot of players that wore C's or A's with their respective teams before they got here. And, we're looking to continue adding on to that.
Well, Nigel, thank you so much for taking this time and joining me. I think it's safe to say Bobcats fans can be excited about seeing these two players on the ice this upcoming season.
Now for another look at this evening's forecast, we go to Shelby Clark.
Thanks so much again, Jasmine. Now taking another look at your weather forecast, we'll be starting off with the central region of our provinces here. We are looking quite good with those double-digit marks for sure, as you can see, except over in Jasper, they are looking a lot cooler, just hitting 4 degrees. We are seeing lots of 11s on this side once again. 13 in both Edmonton and Rocky Mountain House, and Red Deer is looking the warmest, just hitting 14 degrees. Switching over to our Saskatchewan side, they are seeing some slightly warmer temperatures as well, definitely in the plus range for sure, but some spots are still at that single digits point, so they aren't looking as warm as the Alberta side. Meadow Lake is just seeing 8 degrees, 5 and 4 in Prince Albert and Melfort. Down in Saskatoon and North Battleford, they both are twinning at 13 degrees, and Cold Lake is still twinning with us in the border city at 10 degrees. Now going over to our northern region now to check them out. They are seeing some pretty nice temperatures compared to what they have been seeing earlier on in the week. 10 degrees in both Loche and Buffalo Narrows, while the rest are slightly cooler. The coolest we're seeing on the map here is Flin Flon at that 2 mark. 5 and 6 in South End and Wollaston Lake, while 7 down in La Ronge and 8 degrees up in Stony Rapids and Uranium City. Now switching over to this end here, they are seeing some nice warmer temperatures compared, seeing those double digits in most spots, 11 in both Slave Lake and Grand Prairie, while it's 12 degrees in Peace River and Fort McMurray. High level is just hitting that 10 range, and Fort Chipewyan is at 8 degrees. And now checking over to our southern region, as you can see, we are seeing those 20 degrees on the map, so we are slightly jealous of them right now, but we'll get there, Medicine Hat is hitting that 21 mark, 15 degrees in Lethbridge, while it's 16 up in Coronation. Calgary is at 14, and Banff is slightly cooler compared to the rest, just hitting 8. And switching over to this end here now, they are seeing some warmer temperatures as well, except a little bit farther over. Yorkton and Estevan are slightly cooler at 2 and 4 degrees. 8 in Regina, while Moose Jaw is just hitting that double-digit mark, and it is 20 in both Swift Current and Kindersley. Now going back across the region to seeing what we will expect throughout our evening and throughout the night. I think we'll be pretty happy once again for temperature-wise for our evening lows, but unfortunately in most spots across the region we will be seeing a high chance of some showers throughout the evening, and that will continue throughout the night in some spots as well. Isle Cross will be seeing a low of -3, while Meadow Lake will be seeing a low of -1. It will be a lot of lows of that 1 degree mark for most spots. And then Bonnyville, Provost will be seeing a low of 3 degrees. And Muirnham and Wainwright will be seeing the warmest with a low of 4 and 6. But we will be seeing some showers in most spots, as you can see. And now for our 3-day forecast for here in the border city, we will be seeing 13 tomorrow. So a nice warmer day, but some high chance of some showers. So that will continue on. Then Thursday will warm up once again to 14 to a lot more sun peeking behind those clouds. And then Friday will be starting off this weekend on a nice warm streak with 15 degrees to start off a beautiful weekend. And I just want to mention once again, we still have our Mother's Day contest starting up this week. So make sure you go to our Facebook page, check out our post. You can post a beautiful photo of your mama and mention her name. And make sure you do describe it in 10 words or less in the comments below. We will be choosing winners next week. And you can win a $500 gift card to Sleep Country. That's all I got for now. Our Jasmine King will have more news coming up after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined once again with Becca Lawrence from the Lloydminster and Community SPCA. Becca, how's everything going over there this week?
Oh, it's going pretty well. How about you?
Everything's swell over here. So we got quite a few little kitties to showcase. I'm super excited, so let's get right into it. Go ahead and introduce me.
Yeah, so we call this condo our Golden Girls. Not that they're older by any means, but just these trio that get along quite well. So that one was Agnes. And this sweet gal here is Florence. And that's Puddles hanging out over there too. And these guys are probably some of the most affectionate kitties that we have in the shelter right now. And we've showcased a couple of them on Facebook. I think Agnes was one of them. And I think all of them actually. But yeah, so we're trying to find these gals their home. And you actually have an opportunity to adopt them. Oh, hello, Agnes. An opportunity to adopt them during our Pop to Adopt adoption event here at the shelter. So you can get anywhere between 15 to 75% off.
Yeah, so that's a great segue. Obviously, the Pop to Adopt event, is going on right now, obviously. And if you've been in the market for a cute kitty, you know, this is the perfect chance. Pick up one of the Golden Girls. You see how adorable and sweet they are. Like, absolutely amazing cats. Perfect. And we have a few more events to touch on here, Becca. You guys have an emergency preparedness event, and I'll kind of let you explain all that. But yeah, go ahead and just tell the people what to look forward to for that.
Yeah, so the Arm of Britannia is putting on this emergency preparedness event. So it's May 7th, Saturday, next weekend. So we're going to be at the Hillmond Arena from, I believe, 9 until 2. And it's just a good thing to go to, you know, to get some ideas of what to do in case of an emergency. So a natural disaster, even if your house catches fire, you know, sadly, or anything like that, like what your options can be. So, I mean, we're going to have a couple kitties there just to, you know, to entice people to come along and hang out. But, you know, we're going to have a kit ready, you know, for what you can, you know, pack up, give you an idea. And we're even going to have a handout for that as well, too, just to kind of give you an idea of what your options are in case of an emergency.
Absolutely, and it sounds like a great event because, you know, when emergencies happen, you don't have time to prepare. That's why you have the emergency preparedness event. So you prepare before they happen. Wonderful. And you guys do have another adoption event coming up as well. So many adoption events on the horizon, which is wonderful. But again, we have some cool partners that you're working with, so I'll let you kind of just explain all the details with that.
Yeah, so like we were saying, it is weather dependent. We're going to have an adoption event at Pet Planet in the parking lot. And fur babies will actually be there as well, too. So, you know, we're going to try and have some pups there. And if it surprisingly is really, really warm, maybe we'll have a couple kitties. But yeah, we're probably going to keep it closer just to the canine variety. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, no, so we're really looking forward to that. You know, we always appreciate all of our local pet stores that are always willing to help us out whenever we need it.
Absolutely. So obviously a great event to go out, see some cute dogs, get out, enjoy the sun. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's nice and warm, sunny, no wind, perfect conditions. That's what I'm pulling for. Well, real quick, just before we go, Becca, we had touched on it last week, but it's a very important topic, and I'm glad to hear that we got a good response, but you guys are looking for volunteers, obviously. There's always work to be done at the SPCA, so I'm just going to let you go ahead and just let people know kind of what they can do if they're interested in volunteering.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously our main one is, you know, animal enrichment, so hanging out with the dogs and the cats, making sure the dogs get to go outside for their walks or play fetch in the playpen. But I mean, other opportunities we have our book buddy program. So if you have some kids that are working on their reading and they would like to hang out with some kitties while they do that, that's absolutely an option. Or even if you're really handy with fixing things and you want to help out with that, absolutely, we're happy to with all that kind of help as well too. So there's lots of options, but yeah, our main one is animal enrichment.
There you go, everybody. If you would like to do something good for the community and get to spend some time with some adorable animals, there's literally no better opportunity than this. So certainly reach out to the SPCA and link up. But that's unfortunately all the time we have for this week. I want to thank you, Becca. I want to thank all the Golden Girls for taking time to stop by, say hi to our audience, and we'll speak with you again next week.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week.
Pet Project is sponsored by the Pet Pad. For total pet care, think Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Jennifer McConnell with Vic Juba Community Theatre. Thank you so much for taking the time to be able to speak with us.
Thank you.
Now, starting off, can we speak on this Give 20 in 2022 campaign? We are seeing a little bit about this online so far. So I just wanted to start off with asking about this and what this campaign is all about.
Absolutely, Shelby. Thank you for asking. We had just actually launched our Help Keep Our Lights On, Donate $20 in 2022 campaign this month. And those funds are going to help us keep our operations up and running. After the pandemic, we've had some challenges there we haven't been able to generate the revenues that we typically do because of the restrictions. So we're hoping that with this call for help that the community will donate what they can. We understand that there has been many people and industries impacted by the pandemic. So we're just very grateful if anyone can provide support through monetary or their time or donations, then we will gratefully accept those just to ensure that we can keep our facility operating in the way that we're used to.
And for people wondering, can we expand a bit more on what you were saying with what donations will exactly be aimed towards when people donate for this campaign?
Absolutely. So it is basically just that in keeping our lights on. So because we haven't had operational funding or revenues or shows for the last 2 years, we are at a point where we've got operational needs as well as a lot of capital equipment needs. So right now, the Donate 20 in 2022 will go to operational, as well as we have capital requests out for donations or sponsorships as well. So folks can visit our website at vicjubatheatre.ca/donate, and they can see there the different campaigns that we have running for request for help.
And I know we're running up the end of kind of April soon here, so will this be running through all of May as well, you were saying?
Yes, it'll be a year-long campaign. Because it is our 20th anniversary, we opened the doors on March 21st in 2002. We are looking to really refresh and revitalize our space because there hasn't been major renovations or capital investments in the facility in a big way. And so we're hoping in the 20th year that we can really rally behind this facility and do the upgrades that are necessary to keep up our operations. Right now, for example, we don't have a working projector. So that's something that most facility spaces do provide. And unfortunately, with the shutdowns and things like that, we haven't gotten ahead of some of those things. So the funds for the Donate 20 in 2022 will be for operational. And then we also have campaigns that are geared towards things like lighting and audio equipment and stage floor replacement and all of those kinds of things that really make this the world-class performing arts center that we want to have in our community.
And I know this is kind of still a new campaign. Is there a certain goal that you're hoping to reach towards when it comes to donations from residents here in the community?
In terms of an overall number, no. Again, just knowing that everyone's been impacted by what's been happening, we don't want to be make assumptions on what that looks like. So just essentially raising awareness that the theater is open again, so people can buy tickets and come to dance festivals or band recitals and return to that normal operations of enjoying some entertainment. Vic Juba Community Theatre, the slogan is your entertainment venue. So we really just want to make sure that everyone can access these arts and culture spaces on a regular basis.
Yeah, perfect. I'm sure a lot of people in the community are excited to be able to have this back open, especially, through the pandemic. It's been a hard time for many people. So I'm sure you guys will get lots of support, hopefully, from seeing this as well. And I know you were also saying how it is the 20th year. Is there something also planned for this that the theater is planning to do in the future alongside the campaign?
Absolutely. On September 15th is when we're hosting the official 20th anniversary celebration. So we've got some entertainment and local groups that are going to come help showcase all of the wonderful arts and culture opportunities that are typically in our space. So folks can wait. It shouldn't be much longer that we'll have those details confirmed, and we'll make a big announcement to hopefully invite everyone to celebrate with us.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad we were able to speak on this campaign. Is there anything else you want to add, just that I may have missed out on, that the theater's got going on right now that you would like people to know about?
Well, we're always looking for volunteers here at the theater. It being National Volunteer Week, we just want to say a big thank you to everyone in the community. It seems like everyone I talk to has some kind of involvement, whether they've been here or they've been on a board or a fundraising committee. So we just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that has contributed in the last 20 years to this amazing facility, and that it's such a unique opportunity to have something like this in our community. So if folks are interested in volunteering their time, usually our shifts are only about 3 hours. It's fairly minimal in terms of commitment, and so they can visit our website again, vicjubatheater.ca/volunteer, and sign up for some of those. We offer some perks with volunteering, like you get to see some of the shows that we bring in, and attend Dr. H.A. McDonald's season shows. So that's also something that we're welcoming in for folks to participate.
Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Jennifer, and hopefully this helps get the word out for you.
Thank you, Shelby.
And make sure to go to our Facebook page and check out our Mother's Day contest, and make sure to comment a beautiful photo of your mama and win a $500 gift card to Sleep Country.
Thank you, Shelby, and thank you for joining us on this hour of news, and you can catch even more news in the second hour.